the goal here is that there's two parts of the goal. The person that does the act, it might be difficult for them to do it at first. But when they're done with it, they're going to have a feeling that, wow, this was so great, I want to do this again. Okay? Secondly, the person who receives the kind act may say, well, you know what, I'm going to in turn do this to someone else or do something for someone else because somebody just mysteriously comes along and helps me. You know, and I mean, I tell you, this, some people might say, you know, I don't have that opportunity to do this, and I'd really be surprised if you couldn't find somebody to help like this. But looking around your community, just your own neighbors, you'll find somebody, you know, it could be a very simple thing you might do. You might bring food over to somebody one night that's not feeling well, or you might, you know, there's a lot of things a person could do. So, we've gotten here today to start this one little thing this year, and we're hoping that we, as a group, decide that coming together like this and discussing community ideas will be beneficial to all of us because, you know, as a congregation, each one of you, yes, you have, you know, 1,000 people in your congregation, but if we all do things together, you might really be surprised in numbers what we really could do in this community. And that's what this is about. And so this one little thing, we start this direction because I have a lot of other ideas that we can do. But, you know, if we take too many big steps, you know, it might not work. And if we can just try this one little simple act between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and, you know, if somebody can't accomplish it by Christmas, it's not a problem. But if they can just try to do it between that period of time, just maybe we might have a community. We might feel that sense of being part of the community, which is really important because that's what we really want to do, is want our neighbors and neighborhoods to feel like they are part of a community. And that's the second part of this, is that we want people to live in neighborhoods to become part of a neighborhood. Rather than going home, staying in their house every night and watching TV, maybe interact with your neighbors a little bit. You might be surprised how that can change what goes on. You know, and strangely, what that could happen is somebody might be in the neighbors, they might even get on the subject of religion. You never know. They may be, somebody might be bringing someone to your church for the first time. Those are the kinds of things that happen. And it doesn't matter what religion. We're not talking about any particular religion here, by the way. But a person going to church for the first time, or for the first time in many years, it might be a real good thing, by the way. And I don't think anyone in this room would say that you wouldn't want more people to come. So, you know, the sad part about it, being Catholic, yes, Christmas Day, church is packed. Easter, church is packed. So how about in between there? What happens? And you know, there's a lot of skeptics out there. I'm sure you all read the paper. There's a lot of things going on, and you face this every day. And we need to turn the tide a little bit in our favor because there's so many negativity that's going on in this world today. Every moment you read the paper, that we need to do something to make that better. Now, I know some of you are looking at me thinking, no, why is the mayor doing this? But there is no political agenda here, okay? I really, truly mean that. I want you to think about this into your heart and go back and think if you want to do this or not. And hopefully pick the 25th as the Sunday that you tell your congregation this. And you can deliver that message in any way you want. I'm not asking you to say it in any particular way. But if we can just all do that, I think if the next time we meet, which I hope we will, and we can have some real goals and some real things that we can all do as a group of congregation. So, is there anything anybody wants to ask me about that? Anybody on the spot? Okay.
Aaron, I'm sorry. How many people did you suggest we go out? What should we tell our people the 25th, September 25th?
Well, ask them each to meet 5 to 10 people, and the goal, if they meet 5 to 10 of their neighbors, if it's neighbors, I think that they'll find somebody in that group that might need help. You know, if they don't, then they might find some other way to do it, but I'm sure that even some of you in the room, you can give a lot of suggestions to people that might need something. You know, I belong to a lot of organizations, civic organizations, that we do this type of thing during Christmas time, and you might really be amazed. And not this group, obviously, not you would be amazed. Some of the people that you're talking to in the congregation might be amazed the feeling you get from helping someone. And that's what we really, really want this to happen. I really want those people to do this kind of act. You know, and they might walk away from church on that Sunday saying, geez, how am I going to do this? This is, you know, I really want to do this. My pastor's asking me to do this. How am I going to do this? But after they've accomplished that goal, I really think they're gonna come back to you and say, geez, I'm really glad you asked us to do this. I really think there's gonna be an act of fulfillment, and they're very appreciative of that. Here's a little quote that we need you to think about. We can't go back and have a new beginning, but we can start today and have a new ending. Okay? Now, you can think of our community in any way you want and how difficult it is to accomplish these things, but believe me, if we all have a very positive attitude about trying this, I think you might be surprised it might work. And if you only have 10% of your congregation that's willing to do it, oh boy, that's a lot of people. 10% of this room that you represent, that's a lot of people. And even though only 5% of this room is still in the thousands of people, so that's all we're asking for. And obviously you don't want to tell your congregation that, but I'm just saying that that's the numbers of the people that typically do this. So again, I want to thank all of you for coming out this morning. I want to thank everyone who's been hearing me. Hopefully, we'll get to meet together again, and we'll have goals we want to set for in the city of Torrance for community activities that all of us participate in that hopefully will make Torrance and the communities around us a better place. Okay? Well, thank you all.